We also had the pleasure of meeting Jason Romero. He's not any average adaptive athlete. He's actually a blind runner, and he is getting ready to embark on the biggest challenge of his career.
My name is Jason Romero. I'm from Denver, Colorado, and I'm here in sunny Santa Monica, California, and I'm getting ready to run across America. I have retinitis pigmentosa, and I'm actually legally blind. What it is it's a degenerative eye condition of your retina. And what happens is your rods and your cones, the light perception pieces in your retina, basically slowly die over time. And what that means is that you lose your eyesight over time. And what happens is you slowly lose your peripheral vision, and then it ends up like this, and then you go into straws and pinholes, and then presumably later on it's lights out.
He's come a long way. He's done far more than what doctors told him. He's in his 40s, and doctors predicted that by the age of 30, he would be fully blind, and he's still able to see and run and race.
Before I was diagnosed, I didn't understand why at nighttime other people could do some things like sports, and I was having a difficult time like catching the football or playing catch or something like that, and then it made sense because I was different. There were a lot of difficult times when I was younger, and really it was kind of like about being socially awkward, wanting to fit in as a youngster, but really not physically fitting in. My family is everything. I was raised by my mother, who's a single mother since the age of 2, and she raised me and my brother, and it would be nothing without my family.
I got 2 boys. I support whatever they do. That's whoever, I've told them, whatever you want to do, if it's crazy, if it's in their heart, I think they got to do what they want to do. I think we all have to do what we need to do.
Just about went off the trail there.
And running, to me, it's helped me through some of the greatest times in my life and celebrations, and frankly helped me through some of the darkest, deepest struggles, and frankly I've turned to it when I was in a very deep depression after becoming legally blind.
And he is getting ready to embark on the biggest challenge of his career for a great cause. He's actually doing this to raise money for blind athletes.
Vision Run USA is going to be a 3,283-mile run from Los Angeles to Boston. I'm doing it to benefit the U.S. Association of Blind Athletes, which is a 501c3 and part of the U.S. Olympic Committee. They help blind people and visually impaired people. And the second mission that USABA has is something that is also very near and dear to my heart, which is they're combating any negative stereotyping that there is for, frankly, what blind and visually impaired people are capable of or incapable of. And frankly, we're capable of anything.
He's a great example because he felt, his words were that this was a calling, or his calling, to do this run.
Vision Run USA kind of began in Germany. It wasn't an idea that Jason had. I'm on the board of some different nonprofits, one of which is a homeless shelter, Christ Body Ministries. And I volunteer there on a weekly basis, and I was just doing my volunteer job, helping people get in the laundry and get their showers. And I had all of a sudden this overwhelming sense of knowing that I was going to run across America. And I've never felt anything like that before. And faith is important to me, very, very important to me. And when I realized this was something that I believe I was being called to do, I texted my mom. I said, "Mom, I'm going to run across America." And she texted back immediately and said, "I'm in." And that was the beginning of this. So this is not something that, frankly, I'm doing because I want to do it. Who would want to leave their kids for 2 months, or who would want to go through the pain and suffering and everything that's going to happen? I've trained for this, and I've made provisions for this, and I've saved, and I'm going into my savings for this for one reason, and that's because I believe I'm being called to do it. My plan for Vision Run USA is to run 50 miles a day, non-stop, until I get to Boston. So hopefully 66 days covering just a little under 3,300 miles. It's insane. The other thing is our van, we're going to call affectionately the Silver Bullet. partially because we come from Colorado, we're the Coors state, so we've called it the Silver Bullet.
It doesn't have very many miles on it, actually. It belongs to Jason's older brother, and his kids drive it, and they kind of gave it up for us.
We don't plan to sleep in there, only in an absolute extreme emergency, but that will be our vehicle to crew out of. I need to take in roughly between 8,000 to 9,000 calories per day, which is like eating for 4 people. We plan to be on the road and moving between 12 to 15 hours per day. We'll try to start at 4 a.m. and end by sunset, which is roughly 7 p.m. through the states that we're going at.
Did he show you Wilson? So that's Wilson. There are a lot of people, they all signed it. It was great, it was a big party. So that's gonna carry him through. When I can't, this will.
The reason why I do is because you have a chance to find out about yourself. And when I first did my first 100-miler, one of my mentors, my running mentors, Scott Gordon, had told me, Jason, if you run 100 miles, you'll be a better person. And I didn't understand what he meant at that point in time, but I do now. And what he means at that time is when you do ultras or anything long that really taxes you and that's very difficult, you end up going through periods where you have tremendous highs and you have tremendous lows. And if you keep pushing through those lows and through that pain, it will subside and it will go away. And you'll get back to a really good place. And then it will get bad again, and a good place and a bad place. And what happens, what you realize is if you don't quit, it will get better. And that's the ultimate metaphor for life. And that's the wonderful thing about these races, you know. I mean, you do all this crazy stuff that people are like, there's no way you can do it. There's no way a human body can do it. I don't believe that a human body can do half this stuff, but I've experienced that it can. And that's the thing, and hopefully the lesson that I've been able to teach my kids, that frankly, if you put your mind to anything, you can do anything.